We think that education as designed 100 years ago should fit today's model.
The current model is rooted in the industrial age, where we're going to put them in here, run them through a process, and they'll come out much like a product would.
The assembly line mold that schools were designed around still worked, and they worked for a half century. But we've evolved past that in our economy, and the needs are changing, and education hasn't caught up with those needs. And so we have to rethink how we teach.
College Place is all about training kids for their goals, their vision, and then ultimately if they achieve that, then they're going to be a productive citizen in this country.
We're an anomaly in the nation. This hasn't happened in 15 years in the state of Washington, where a school has emerged from a K-8 to a K-12. We're trying new curriculums, team teaching in a humanities type classroom where we use the history curriculum to teach English standards. Hopefully when a student finishes, they've created a project that is assessed for content by the history teacher and for construction by the English teacher.
The vision started several years ago. The school board and I sat down and I said, what do you want for your kids and grandkids? Because we got to get to do this one time.
College Place High School does a great job of figuring out how to get our kids to graduate, which is passing some of those state standardized tests, but also ensuring that they're not, for lack of a better word, robots that just know how to regurgitate information.
Hopefully when they leave class, they can have that instilled learning of, here's what it is to be enthusiastic about learning about our world. Here's what it is to know that I can make an impact on the world.
We have to prepare our students for that fifth year. When they graduate, what are they doing? We start asking kids in ninth grade as they step into our halls, what do you want to do? And our job is to open the doors.
They want to help you succeed, and it's not just you have to go to college. It's okay, you can go into the military, we'll help you out with that. You can go right into working. They're helping you get to the next step.
I want to teach them and instill them with, I can, perseverance and responsibility. And it sounds funny because they're 5, but if you give them a job, if you give them independence, they're more likely to succeed at a younger age.
We're pretty fortunate at Sager to be able to offer an elective in STEM education. They work towards a goal. There's not a worksheet, there's not a test. We incorporate the science standards, of course, but a class that's set aside just for discovery and engineering is invaluable.
The leadership and the continuity is simply fantastic. You have a school board who believes in what we're doing, that's very much part of the team, and then there is fantastic alignment.
For K-12, we have faculty meetings that we get together and we meet to build what we start in kindergarten. We make a map all the way until they're in high school.
Really, from the time they walk through the door, that's the leading that our teachers do to guide them down that pathway of being a productive member of society.
10 or 20 years from now, I would love to be an artist or sportsman.
I want to be an RN like my mom, and I want to do labor and delivery.
I think that how we do school right now, we do periods, and those periods don't have anything to do with each other. We're trying to do the opposite of that. We're trying to have block schedules, and then we're trying to do project-based where those things run across the curriculum.
Studio 57 is a chance for kids to put one foot in the real world while keeping one foot grounded in a support network. Students can design their own course and then receive the credits that's based on their own pathways and choices. So they might take this year to dabble in each of those fields.
With the Studio 57 class, I'm able to do projects that I've wanted to dabble in.
We have a number of staff that have come out of industry, worked many years in industry, and can bring that flavor to the classroom to say, this is what real world looks like.
Right now we're pretty much running a business here, and so we're doing projects for different people in the community.
Why don't we give them the freedom and time to actually pursue interests and become critical thinkers?
It really caters to the individual student rather than the student body as a whole.
We have been intentional about teaching students to give back. They do a social service project where they have to identify a need in our community and then create a viable solution for that. And at the end of the year, we have an open house where parents come in and the community comes in to see the solutions that our students have brought forth to solve these community issues.
As an 8th grade teacher, we talk about employment all the time. We've had STEM and engineering companies contact us. I have 2 students who are entirely capable of being some of those people who go to Mars. They have what it takes already.
See, this is the best high school ever because I don't think I could get such a special relationship with all the staff members.
My dream for Studio 57 is that kids come out as critical thinkers. They have the ability to not be scared of when things are in the unknown.
Sometimes failure seems like a negative thing. In our classes, we like for them to understand that failure is part of the process, and it's good.
The guiding philosophy, if I were to sum it up, I'd say we care about kids, care about every single kid. One of the things we find with the staff that we've put together is that very few kids slip through the cracks.
Teachers that I've worked with really care. They give back. And to think about what we have is opening their eyes to this greater realm of life. That's amazing.